Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back. I thought we could go ahead and play with the new Adept Cosmetics House of L palette. So today's video is just going to be a first impression. This palette isn't releasing until May 14th. I'll make sure to have all the details down below, but I thought we could just go ahead, do some swatches, do an eye look, and I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts. This is a Superman inspired palette. I don't really know that much about Superman, so I'm going to be judging this not as a fan of the inspiration or the theme or anything, but just as someone who really likes Adept shadows and letting you know whether these are the same great quality. I won't be doing comparisons today with the other Adept palettes because I accidentally left my Plain Jane Remastered at my boyfriend's house, but I'm gonna try and get another video live with this palette before it launches, and I'll do some comparisons in that one. If you are new here, I do a ton of content about independently owned makeup brands like Adept Cosmetics and so many other brands you probably haven't heard of if you are not familiar with the indie communities. So I definitely recommend subscribing if you'd like to see more content like today's video. Now let's go ahead and jump on in. So the palette is a really beautiful color story. The only thing that I was thinking was missing, just, you know, knowing Superman's logo, was like a true cobalt blue instead of this kind of like tealy green, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and play with it, see what kind of looks we can come up with. I actually think all the reds and pinks and everything in here look so pretty, and honestly I'm always here for Adept shimmers because they just look stunning. Like this shade Zorel is like a green base with a red flip. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can't. It's so pretty. Oh, there you go. Do you see that in Zorel? Oh, it's so cool. So the very first shade we have here is Zorel, which is a really light blue. I mean, it just looks like a stunning shade, has a beautiful kind of glow to it. Next we have Laura Van L, which is a green shimmer. Again, looks super pretty. That one has like a little bit less of a sparkle to it, but I love the foiledness. And then we have Call L, which actually I didn't even notice before, but that one is super shifty as well. It goes from like a hot pink to a gold shift. Oh, you can see it just a little bit right there, but it's more intense in person. Okay, that one is one of the shadows from Adept that's like a little bit more like a putty shadow, like very easy to move around, but I mean, you guys can see that shift. That is so pretty. Okay. All right, now we have Zorel, which that one also feels a little bit more putty-like, but I'm telling you, that shift, like, oh, that's definitely a multi-chrome. That is stunning. Love it, love it, love it. We've got Allura Zorel, which that one is kind of more of like an orangey coral to an orangey gold shift. It's a little bit more subtle, but still super vibrant, super pretty. I mean, you can see right there. Not surprised at all. Adept shimmer's just so good. And then next we have Cara Zorel, which this one looks to be a little bit softer. It's like a pinky gold shadow, but still so pretty. Oh my goodness, that is intense. Okay, next we have the shade Iraq L, which is just like a nice kind of soft peachy matte. We've got Con L, which is a teal, pretty pigmented. And then we've got Mon L, which is a very pigmented bright orange. They do feel a little bit on the drier side, not like the creamiest mattes ever, but at the same time you can see pretty smooth. I feel like that green actually looks more green and less teal than I was expecting. But overall, I mean, it's such a pretty palette. It's kind of an interesting color story, but I'm mostly just here for the shimmers. They are stunning. So here are some up close swatches. I'm gonna go ahead and insert some from my phone next, just so you can see the shifts a little bit better. Alright, so I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer, and I'm gonna start off with the shade Aroke L, that peach, just through my crease. I'm feeling like I want to focus a little bit more on the warm tones in this palette because they just look so pretty. but then maybe we'll do a pop of the blue and green on the lower lash line. So I feel like that actually looks brighter than I was expecting, but just gonna go ahead and throw it all the way through my entire crease and just lightly buff it out. I feel like in the palette it kind of gives more like 2016 Beauty Guru Peach Transition shade, but on the eye it's actually much more vibrant. It has a little bit more something to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Mon El now, just kind of grabbing that on the tip of my brush, and I'm gonna pop that in the outer V and then just lightly buff it out, kind of bringing it into the lid just a little bit, but mostly concentrating all the pigment right here. Again, I feel like it's blending pretty well. I think I kind of just had like the rest of the idea for this look come into my mind. I'm not gonna be able to use every single shade, but I'll be able to use most of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Con El now and just throw that on the outer half of my lower lash line with a little pencil brush. Just wiping that off, and then I'm gonna go into the green Laura Van Elle shimmer, just so pretty. And I'm gonna pop that on the inner half, kind of laying it down, and then we'll blend it into the matte. I mean, I feel like those two shades all over the lid would be such a pretty green look. So simple. Okay, so wiping that off, and now I'm gonna go into the light blue Zorel. Oh, did you guys see that? I feel like it has like a little bit of a pink shift. That's so pretty. Just gonna go ahead and pop that on the inner corner. I feel like it has a little bit of blue to it, so it kind of connects with the green well, but at the same time it's so like light and glowy. I feel like it'll go on the inner corner just fine with this orange look. For my lid, I think I'm gonna go in with the glitter glue just so I don't get any fallout. I'm just gonna use the NYX glitter primer. Just picking up a little bit of that, starting off on the inner part of my lid, and then blending it outwards into the bright orange. I think I'm gonna use the orange Allure Zorel just because it looked so stunning swatched out. Just picking up a little bit of that on my brush, but it picked up pretty well. And tapping that on the outer, maybe like third to start off with. Putting majority of the pigment there, and then whatever's left over, I'll bring over so that it can blend with the next shade. Oh my goodness, it's so sparkly. I feel like it actually looks like a true red on the eyes, which I wasn't expecting. And with the glitter primer, I'm getting basically no fallout, so can't complain. Oh, that shift is so pretty. My goodness. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and go into the shade Cara Zorel on the inner half, just using the same brush. Just gonna pop it right here and blend it over. Wow. Like even on the brush, that shade just looks so beautiful. I'm just gonna, like, spoiler alert, I feel like even if you do not know anything about Superman, these shadows are stunning. Just to kind of add in the pop of blue that I felt was missing, I'm gonna use the We Makeup Only Eye Pencil in the shade Azurite Blue through my waterline. And then just because it's kind of funny, the name kind of goes, I'm gonna use the Melt Cosmetics Supernatural Mascara for my upper and lower lashes. All right, y'all, so to finish up the face really quick, I'm gonna go back into the House of Elle palette, and I'm gonna take this matte shade right here and use that as my blush today. I'm a little nervous because I don't feel like Adept blush or Adept mattes are something I would reach for normally for blush because they're sometimes a little bit on the drier side, but I felt like it blended really well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that on. We love a good matching crease and blush moment. I mean, it's not the most seamless blend I've ever seen blush out of an eyeshadow, but that's okay. I think when we throw the highlighter on top, it'll all look good. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the Alamar La Costa highlighter, a big fluffy highlighting brush, and throw that right on the tops of my cheekbones, blending backwards. and then just a little bit on my nose and chin. For lips, I'm gonna try one of the new Lethal Hazy Lip Cushions, I think is what they're called maybe. I tried one in a video the other day and I really liked it, but I haven't used this shade yet. It's called Airwave. Kind of looks like an orangey brown. I thought maybe it would go with this look. Oh wow, no, it's actually not orangey at all. It's such a pretty neutral brown shade. I actually love that. Why? I feel like that just took me by surprise. Like that might actually be my new favorite neutral lipstick. That is so pretty. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look. I love how it turned out. My overall thoughts would be, honestly, I feel like all the mattes in here blended pretty nicely. They had decent pigmentation. I'm happy with those, but the star of the show is definitely the shimmers. If you like the color story, you like the shimmer shades that are in this palette, they are stunning. I stand by them 100%. They're the same amazing quality that you can expect from Adept. I mean, the shift, the shininess, the sparkles, all so good. So I'm really happy with the palette. I can't wait to play with it more. Let me know if you guys would like to see maybe like 2 more looks or something and a review with this and some comparisons, and I'll try and get that live, like I said, before the palette is launching. But that's everything. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.